Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rimworld. So, today we're going to be trying to survive, and there's a lot of events that happen, so let's get started. So, one of the things that I want to do today is actually send Fay out to one of the settlements and basically sell a bunch of this fuel that we've been producing. We're overflowed. The other thing that I want to do is finish this hallway and the room, and also get the religious spot below all built up. So that's the main focus today. So we started planning out the actual religious spot. I'm hoping that this will be a big enough room for making the event, actually sustainable and good. The friendly person dropped from the sky, so they crashed down onto our land, so we went and rescued them. And we get actually good rep when we do that, so that's kind of the point. After that, we started unlocking the drug, I guess, like the research for those. There's 4 different types of drugs that we can unlock, so we'll start working on that. Fay and Tony ended up getting the plague, so that's kind of part of a really bad problem. I'm glad we did pick up some medicine from the last town that we visited. So both of them are doctors, so they can kind of tag team and help each other, but there's also another person that we're actually helping here from that drop that time, so yeah, it's pretty busy. This also means that we're down a construction worker, so I've been forcing Dennis to put in the power so Megan can actually get the better research and stuff like that, so he's been putting all the stuff down. So I did catch something that I mistakenly did last episode, and that was to slaughter boomlopes. You don't want to do that because they'll explode, so you actually go ahead and sell them. Our next goal was to unlock precision rifling, so that will get us some better weapons. Both Tony and Fay survived the plague, built up immunity to it, so they're good for this time at least. Though Fay was really close to death, so she just barely made it. So we do have kind of a problem at the moment, and that is we are really low on food. I don't think growing the corn was a really wise decision, but it is growing. It's not ready for harvest yet. So one of the things kids like to do is wander away from the village a little bit and explore and stuff, and that's great and all, but if there's a raid or whatever, it becomes really dangerous. So I made a kid zone so she wouldn't. So the chapel is actually looking really good for our main 3 settlers, and Faye's been doing a really good job with that. Dennis has been helping a little bit too, and we just need to move that other thing in. So basically we had a solar flare and it shut down all the power and stuff like that, so that was really unfortunate. Basically it affects all electrical devices. It's not like a eclipse where it's just the sun not being affected. It's basically everything. The other thing that is really important early on for kids' development is actually getting them training and stuff like that. So you actually teach them, they have a whole bunch of scheduled needs and stuff like that they want to fulfill, and then the more that you complete, the higher points and stuff that you can unlock for better skills and more options and stuff like that. So yeah, I built a little classroom there to help with that. And it finally happened. Our settlers are finally starving, so we need to really get on that food. I'll see what I can do to scrounge up. We do have some rice here. Some of the rice was actually ready, so Dennis started cooking. We just barely avoided that, so everyone should be fine. This will pull us through a little bit, probably to the corn. Rare thumbos actually entered the map. Well, those are basically like really exotic creatures and stuff, though they're extremely hard to tame, and I don't think we have anyone ready. The religious spot was finally done, so we got everyone in there and did a leader speech from Dennis. Everyone seemed to really like the event, so that was really good. One of the things that we needed was more storage space, so I figured we could move all our current storage, into a storage room just outside the base, and there was this spot that wasn't good for growing. Another friendly fell from the sky, and we were able to get over there just in time before they bled out, and got them back and treated up. So they'll be in there for a while. We also had a mad Cassowary, so they were just over on the other side of the river. We got everyone out with their guns and took on that particular nasty beast. So, yeah, we just got Fay, pretty much the whole gang over there, just sat them in front of the gate there because most likely that's where it will be coming in. And Tony's got the rifle, and I don't think she's that good at shooting, so it'll be interesting. Actually, I already know what happens. It's completely stupid. I was looking at the footage, and she just blew off the gate, making it more accessible for the Cassowary. I'm just like, wow, okay. So, eventually we did put it down. Dennis, I think, killed it. Pretty sure. So the game is basically taunting me at this point. We need somebody to basically keep our line of colonists going. And there's a male kid, but they have so many genes. So some pig folk basically came over to try raiding us, and he's got Molotovs for weapons, so that's not entirely good. We got everyone on the riverside. Those kids are just leaving, by the way, so he'll be coming across the river. That will slow him down a little bit. We moved everyone up river so they could get a little bit more of a shot on him. And yeah, Dennis was doing pretty good. Pretty much everyone else was missing, but yeah, well, Dennis is missing too. But eventually we did put down the pig just before he got too close. And yeah, so we got some free Molotovs. So we started working on some more better beds. These should help with recovery a little bit more, and mostly sanitation as well. So our chem fuel storage basically filled up, so I decided to send Fay over to sell that and maybe pick up some more medical supplies while we're there and see if there's anything that we can else buy when we're there. And we were just getting Fay to pack stuff up, get the food that she needed and stuff, and then Dennis decided to go on a food binge, so everyone's basically rushing to get some food before Dennis eats it all. That friendly faction ended up coming onto our area, and they had a couple sheep with them, so I was thinking we could actually grab both of those. There's a ram and a regular one, so we got those. While we're on the subject of animals, I picked up another horse that we can start breeding with. We sold the chem fuel and we got medical supplies. There wasn't anything else worth buying at this point in our game, so I left it. This also means that we're going to need a lot more space for the animals to basically feast on the ground, so I started planning out a larger field. And yeah, we went even further with it and basically just went all the way down to about this point here. So that should get them enough space to actually feed on that and give us some room for breeding. And yeah, that's basically where we left it. We got some more animals, we got more medical supplies. Fay and Tony basically survived the plague. We got a couple new building spots unlocked. We got the power basically set up, and we started researching some more advanced things, so that was great. And we avoided getting our settlers starving too. So that was all really unfortunate, and I'm glad everything turned out really fine. If you are new to my channel, definitely don't forget to subscribe before you go and click off the video, and I will see you in next week with another episode. We'll see where the colony takes us from there. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.